Hi folks, welcome to my channel. I have a yard machine that will start if you spray gas in the carburetor, but then it dies, so it has a carburetor issue. And I've also put a pull start on it, brand new, because you can't just buy the spring, you have to buy the whole housing. So stick around and let's get into it. What I'm going to do is go ahead and lift it up, and it should sit right there on its own. Right here, just this unit right here that's bolted down, I just bought that and replaced it. You don't have to take this off. This is only held on by 3 bolts. Now what I'm going to do is remove the carburetor. I'm going to take these right here and I'm going to pinch off this gas line because I'm going to remove the gas line from the carburetor. I'm going to have to use a pair of needle nose pliers to get back in here. Get it on around here. Here we go. Now I can go ahead and remove these 2 10mm nuts right here. Should be able to just remove this now. And you got this hose right here. It goes up in there. It goes to the carburetor. So I'm going to have to pinch this right here. Do it by hand. Pinch it and pull it up out of the way. Let's go ahead. Should be able to just pull it off there. Let me get me a pair of pliers or a screwdriver because it's been on there for a while. Just put it down in here. You can get it in between here. There we go. I'm just going to let it sit there. Probably the easiest way would be to take a pair of pliers, put it on here, and just try and break it loose. So now what you want to do is, once you get it broke loose like that, just grab it with a pair of pliers, squeeze it, and just start pulling. Wear eye protection because you don't want gas to go in your eyes. Okay, takes care of that. Find somewhere to put this out of the way. Put it right there, get it out of my way. Now I'm going to take this off. Remember how it goes on there? That's the orientation. As you can see, right here's the spring and the arm. So I'm going to show you how to take that out. The spring should just come right out. Just take it and pull it out. It'll slide down. It'll be down there. Now this thing here should just pull right out. Let's see if that actually works. I'm lifting it up. There it is. Just go ahead and pull this out a little bit, lift it up, and it should come right out. And remove the carburetor. So now let's see what has failed or what the problem is with this carburetor. I'm going to take this bolt out. It's a 10mm. That's got some crud in it. And you can see what's down in the bottom of there. It looks like some grit. So that's probably through the carburetor as well. So now let's look deeper into the carburetor and see what we can find. Now let's look at this. I'm going to have to go down in here and take that out. I wish I had better lighting, but my light's being borrowed right now. But there's a piece down in here I got to take out with a plain flathead screwdriver because I want to check and make sure that that there is not plugged up. Okay, I usually like to use this T-handle because I can put any tip on it because screwdrivers usually wear out. And this will go down in there and fit right in there. Turn it counterclockwise. Take it on out. It's completely unthreaded. So, there it is. Okay, that part's out. And it is, whoa, plugged up. You can't even see through it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that out. And there should be another piece up in here. I'll try and get it out as well. I'm going to take my torch kit here and take the second to smallest wire. I'm going to run it through here. Just like that. And you can feel it. Just make sure you get it cleaned out pretty good. You can also take carb cleaner and blow through it afterwards. Should this lift it up? Still don't know if you can see that, but let me take this float off to get it out of the way. I know it works. I know there's gas getting into the float. Take that out of the way, take that out of the way. Go ahead and open your choke up all the way. As you can see right there. And I gotta have two hands to do this. But I'm going to put a screwdriver right on top of that, a flathead. I'm going to pry up against the top of this and get that to push out. Now hopefully it's not frozen in there. Just go ahead and take this, put it in there, push it. If I can get it on there right. Oh, it's already coming out. There it is. Okay, I just want to show you here. That hole there on the other side is blocked. I got to clean that one out. Let's see this one here because it goes all the way through. Let me see if I can find a clear one. This is, see how it goes all the way through? There's more holes than that. There's holes on both sides. Yeah, there's 14 holes on two sides, and there's 12 holes on the other side. So I'm going to have to go through here and take it all the way through on both sides. As you can see here, see it goes all the way through. But now, if I go down here to the bottom, that hole there is blocked. I can't get nothing through there, so I'm going to have to clean that out. And I'm sure there's a couple more in there as well. So I'll get this cleaned out and get back with you. Most of these bottom holes here are blocked. So I'm going to have to take a real small drill bit and try and cut through the blockage. So this here is a chuck. It's used on a Dremel, and it's made to hold really small drill bits. So that's what I'm going to use, and the drill bit should be inside here. And there it is. It's really small. I'm going to do this by hand. Now that I got all the holes cleared, I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. Go ahead and remember this little piece right here goes up in there just like that. Just drop it in there. Go ahead and take your lock, I'm going to call it a lock nut, put it in there because that's what keeps your jets up in there. Go ahead and snug it down real good. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the float back together. Put it in there like so. Hold on to it. Take your pen. Slide it in. Okay. Make sure it works. Okay. I'll go ahead and clean this out. That's better than it was. Starting to rust on the bottom, but as long as it's not coming apart, it won't get into the carburetor. We'll go ahead and get a hold of this right here. It's your gasket. Make sure it's cleaned off. Now if you have to, just take your fingers around it. Clean it off. Drop it down in that hole right there, because that's where the bowl's going to be seating. Let's take your bowl, put it on there like so. Now remember how this goes. This is where your gas line is, so you want this to come out like this because you want to have access for that in case you need it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on there. Make sure the gasket or the seal is on there when you put it together. I'll go ahead and tighten it down. Since you're already in here, go ahead and back this screw out. Remember where it's at. Pop this out. Well, that looks pretty clean down in there. This don't look great, so I'm going to clean that out a little bit just to be sure. See, I'm glad I checked this because this is blocked going through here, and that's going to keep your motor or engine from continuing to run. It'll start with a primer bulb as long as you pump it and as long as you choke it, but if this is blocked, it's not going to stay running well. It's going to surge. See, I should be able to get this wire through there, but as you can see, it will not go. So I'm going to have to sit here and play with it. I might have to drill it out, just like I did the jet on the inside of the carburetor. And I'm going to take this little drill bit right here. I'm going to put it up in here, turn it by hand, so I can get it through here. Because I know this has got to be clear, or else nothing's getting through it. And there we go. It's going up in there. There it is. But it's got to be clear. So I'm going to just keep on working with this until I get it cleared out to where it needs to be. Now I got it cleaned out to where this will go in there. Now some of these holes are different sizes for different carburetors. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one back together and try it. And the best thing about this is I don't have to remove the carburetor again just to take this off and clean it. So all I got to do is pop this back on the carburetor right here, push it down, put this in there, and as long as I have access to this on the carburetor, which I do, I'll probably have to take the cover off just to get to this though, but I don't have to remove the carburetor. Now I'll go ahead and reverse the process by putting this carburetor back on there like this. Make sure it goes in both holes. I got to make sure that this is hooked down in there before I put the carburetor all the way on. Now I'm going to hook this spring up because that spring goes right in a hole right underneath there, and I'm going to go ahead and get my hemostats to do that with. I want to get down in here. I want to grab this spring. And I want to turn it to where I can get it in this hole. Right there. See if we can go in. Oh, I had it. There it is. Just like that. You ain't going to hurt the spring. Just don't bend it too much. And let it slide down in there. Your linkage is hooked up at this point. Now put this metal gasket on there. Remember the orientation. These two little holes go to the right, just like so, because you got holes on that carburetor that you don't want to block up. I'm going to take this and hook it up. Take this little hose, put it on first. Slide it on there. Oh, there went our gasket. Okay, just make sure your orientation is right, just like that. Put it on there, make sure it's clean. Now that the hose is on there, let's go ahead and clamp it down. There we go. Now when you go to hook this up, make sure the hose isn't between the plastic piece and the gasket. Make sure this thing here is turned right, because it goes into this right up in here. So when you put this on, get these started like so. Make sure your choke's in there. Make sure this is out of the way. Now when you slide this in, hold on to this tube here at the bottom. And now that should slide right in place. And now all that is hooked up in there. You can see this hose right up through here where the choke's at. You can see it right there. So that's hooked up. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the nuts on there and tighten this down. Now before I put the gas line on right here, I'm going to drain that fuel out of that tank and see what it looks like. Went ahead and drained the gas, put the gas line back on there. We'll set it down. I already put 93 octane fuel in the gas tank. Okay, it's surging a little bit. I'll probably have to take that top jet back out and open up that hole a little bit. It runs good with just a quarter choke, so that's what I'll do. Okay, I pulled the top jet back out of it because it wasn't running like I wanted it to run. So now hey, I'm satisfied with that. I hope this helps. Like, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It helps the channel. Share with friends. Thanks for watching.